Are you looking for a podcast about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness?
Well, then you must be thinking of another podcast.
Oh! Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
I don't even feel like I should be able to say that because it's not even the evening times.
It's sort of evening times.
When does evening start for you?
You know what? I guess it's not evening. It's more like afternoonish right now.
To me, evening is like 6 o'clock.
I would say like 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, when you hit 6 o'clock, it's the beginning of the evening, and then you get your primetime TV.
That's prime time. So
Yeah.
we have afternoon and then evening and then prime time.
And then primetime, that is from 7 to 10.
Them's the prime hours.
So as promised, it's time to wrap up this decade.
Let's wrap it up. Let's put a bow on it.
Isn't that kind of sad? Isn't that kind of sad? It's like the end of like a whole 10 years, man.
Fuck this 10 years. Actually, no, it was a really good 10 years.
I was about to say, it's been pretty good.
Maybe my favorite 10 years of my life. Definitely my favorite 10 years of my life, actually.
We put together these lists of the best movies, TV shows, and games for the past 10 years.
Yes. Each of our personal bests.
And you have had a fucking hard time.
I've had such a hard time. Like, I think it was me who came up with the idea. I was like, let's do top 5. So we're going to do easy top 5 movies, top 5
And you're like,
games.
I can't get below 30.
I just started listing out, like, everything that I have loved in the past 10 years. And I'm like, God, this is so many. So
You just love too much.
I just have too much love to give. So I have it narrowed down mostly.
Oh,
It's like top 5-ish.
So I did good. I just went 5, and that was it. And like I've barely been putting like honorable mentions in there towards the end now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, I mean, I guess I can just say that I like this. That's fine.
I've got some honorable mentions.
Oh, I bet you have a shit ton of honorable
I do.
mentions. I actually did make some last minute tweaks, even up to like a couple minutes before we started to record.
See, and last night when we were talking about this, you were like, I've got this down, I've got it on lock, I'm not changing.
I did, and I was talking about some TV shows today, and I was like, oh wait, that was actually this year. or like this 10 years, holy shit. So I had to change out some, and I will let you know what got changed out for what.
Okay. And we do have very specific guidelines for this list, so it had to have started within 2010 and beyond.
Okay. All movies, 2010 or beyond, that's easy.
Yep.
But TV shows is where we kind of hit a little snag.
Right, because some TV shows may have premiered in 2009, but continued all the way through the 2010s.
Yeah, so this isn't TV shows that ended in this decade. It's TV shows that started in this decade.
Right, they had to start January 1st, 2010 or later.
Exactly.
So
And
for you guys write in and be like, you forgot this important TV show.
I think the earliest one for me started in October of 2010.
The earliest thing on my list is from February of 2010.
I gotta... See, look, you even tried to do dates, and I was like, I just know it's in there.
Yeah, I just know it's in my brain catalog.
Let's see. I'm gonna look up one real quick and see. This is the one that I think would be the earliest.
There was one in here
And
I
it's
thought
2012.
for sure was like 2008, and I was like, I really want to put it on there, and I had to look it up, and I was like, 2011? What?
Yeah, so we'll get into it, but I have something from Haley's list, and we were both like, I'm pretty sure that was in like 08 or 09, and then we were like, maybe not. And it turns out it was good to go, and it is for sure like her thing.
All right.
So she's got something covered.
Yeah, we've been asking our listeners to write in. We got one whole list written in.
Thank you
so much.
And then a couple just like quick top eat soft number ones for 2 other people.
Soft ones.
Like just like, all right, give me something big, and then that was it.
A big soft one.
So, where would you like to start?
I would like
Movies,
to start.
TV, or games?
Let's crack this shit open.
Now
I'm ready.
I have a Chick-fil-A drink, so
Well, give it a slurp.
I don't know if you can hear that.
I heard the ice rattle. That was enough
Okay.
for me. All right, let's start with your movies. I want to hear your movies.
Okay. So I'm going to go from my bottom up, right?
All right.
I will leave my number one for last, because how I did it was my number one is flat out of 10 years, this is the top one.
Okay.
No contest, right? And then the rest, it's like, well, these are good, but I can't really say what's better than the other.
Okay.
Okay. So, at number 5 on my list, I kind of went by genres almost.
Genre.
So, I kind of have one from each genre, right?
Okay.
So, for this one, I got Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay. That's, you talk
From
about
the
that
new
one
set.
a lot.
I love that movie. I've seen it so many times, and it hits me just as hard every time. Like, it is so good. The way that, like this guy just kind of, like, has a monkey that, like... So, they're testing on him, and this one has a baby, and he takes it home and raises it, and it's how, like, this monkey comes to, like... It's ape, sorry. They would get very mad if I called them monkeys.
Yeah, they would rip your face off.
Yeah, because they don't have tails.
Is that the distinction between monkey and ape? Has a tail?
Yeah.
What about people that are born with tails? Some people have tails.
They're monkeys. they monkeys, I guess.
Okay.
So, it's just like this whole journey of watching him, like, grow up kind of as a person, right? And then go, but I don't really have the same rights and everything, and, like, I can't really be what I was raised to be. And just how everything works against him by the end. And it's just such a good movie. It's so good. And you cannot top... Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out. There's probably going to be spoilers for stuff in here.
Oh yeah, this whole thing is rife with spoilers. We'll list out some of them.
Like, if I just give, like, a straight-up ending, sure.
Yeah.
But, like, the first time Caesar speaks... Because he's a monkey, so he doesn't really talk. But he learns to talk about halfway through that movie, and the first thing he ever says is no to somebody that's like... Because he bites somebody that lives next door to him, because they were, like, beating up this guy's dad.
Well, that's sad.
And so they lock him away, and now he's being treated like an actual ape, and he's like, this is awful, right? And they do something to him, and he screams no, and it literally gives me chills every time. It's intense. So, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, out of all three, it's the start. And starts are kind of always better than, like, the ending ones, you know?
Yeah.
So, I gotta give it to that one.
Okay.
My next one, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, you've never shut up about this movie since you saw it.
Okay.
It is Evil Dead.
Oh, man. That was this decade?
That was in 2013.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm about that movie. It is one of the perfect movies to me. It is so good. Like...
I cannot believe that was
Oh my
2013. Like, was that a remake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the remake where, you get the blood rain and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking, like, Bruce Campbell, 1981.
No.
I'm like, that's not... You're not...
No, that is
right
way
decade.
old.
Okay.
No, so this is the remake, just Evil Dead, right? 2013. That movie pays off in every way possible. Like, there's this whole thing that's building the whole time, and it's like, it's gonna end with this thing coming up from hell, and it fucking actually happens. And this thing rises from the ground in a blood rain, and she fucking chops its head in half with her chainsaw hand. It's just fantastic. It's the coolest movie. Now I'm gonna swing the opposite direction.
Okay.
I was trying to go...
That was, you've had drama, you've had horror.
Well, I'll say action for the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, because this is definitely my drama one.
Okay.
So my third one here, gave it to La La Land.
Really?
I dug that movie.
I still haven't seen it.
It's so good. I think why it hit me so hard is that it really felt like a movie from a different time.
Yeah,
It
it
felt
gave
like
off
an
that
old
vibe.
movie.
You know why I haven't seen it? This is the stupidest, the dumbest reason. I
Why?
find tap dancing really, really annoying.
There's not really tap dancing in this movie.
But, like, the only number I know is, like, where she's in that yellow dress and he's in his suspenders or whatever, and they're, like, dancing around. It's very tappy.
I guess it's a tap dance number there.
It's all the hands and the little, like,
It's
arm.
a lot more, like, dramatic dancing. Like, I guess... Well, really, there's more singing than dancing. That's, like, the only real dance number.
I'll just close my eyes and listen to the movie.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it, though. Like,
I'll watch it.
It's all for the ending. The ending is where the whole movie is made. Because I was
Okay.
kind of not into it the whole movie. And when you get to that ending, I was like, wow, that is intense. It's so good. My second one, this is another action one. Had to throw in Endgame, man.
The Avengers?
Yeah. Avengers Endgame was the end of a 10-year fucking thing. And it hits everything that it needs to hit.
Yeah, you were emotional about that one. When
Oh,
it
yeah.
came out.
When those things hit, you feel all of it, and it feels good, even when it's not good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, even the sad stuff, you're like, God, but it feels so good, because it's earned. Everything is earned in that movie.
Yeah.
You spent 10 years getting to this point, and it all goes, like, they executed it perfectly.
That's good, because if you follow a franchise for 10 years and they do a shit job of capping it off, that's a gut punch.
So, had to throw in Endgame. I didn't want to do too many superhero or newer movies. Because, you know how, like, you're kind of riding the hype train of stuff that's, like, just come out because you're still, like, in it, you know?
Yes, yeah.
But Endgame's just too good, so it had to go on there. But my number one, it is the number one. Now, you've thought that we might cross paths or you'd know things. What do you think my number one is?
I think your number one has got to be somewhere Spider-Man-y.
It is Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So hard. It is a flawless movie. It is so great. Everything about it is perfection.
That's true.
I could watch it all the time, forever. It's beautiful to look at. It's so detailed. They nail what the whole premise of Spider-Man is about 100%. It is just perfect. It is a perfect movie. I loved it when it beat out, because it was up for Best Animated Movie against The Incredibles 2, which The Incredibles is my shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, give it to Spider-Man. So, perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my honorable mentions.
All right.
These are movies that I've either quoted, thought about, all that stuff for a long time, but they just couldn't quite match those.
All right.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
Scott Pilgrim is fantastic. It's one of the great movies.
Yes.
So fast-paced and witty. It's just so good.
It really represents the comic very well.
Yeah. I threw Gravity in there because that movie was just like a spectacle.
Yes.
Gravity was the bomb. And then I was like, damn, Sandra Bullock is fit.
She fit as fuck.
I was like, man. I got Logan in there, the last Wolverine movie.
Okay.
I didn't want to have another superhero one in there, but it is the end of, Wolverine, or Hugh Jackman's portrayal of Wolverine, right?
Yes.
And it's good. It is kind of, like, drug out in some spots. That's why I couldn't quite make it. No, like, no. I mean, he definitely looks like it.
On that Wolverine juice.
It is a great movie, but it is not quite as perfect as the other ones.
Yeah.
The movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix and the AI.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen that movie?
Oh, I've seen that movie.
That's a great movie.
It's a really good movie.
I love it. So, I had to throw that on there. Taylor was surprised that no James Bond movies were in my list.
Yeah, that surprises me, because you're such a big James Bond guy.
I mean, they're great, but, like, some of these are just like, whoa. Like, James Bond is fun, but it doesn't necessarily, like, hit me with, like, emotions,
Right.
But Skyfall, fantastic movie.
Fantastic song.
And then I had to just throw in one last one. Toy Story 3. It was defining when it came out, man.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't enjoy it enough to put it in my top list.
No.
Because it hurts me.
Yeah.
So that is my movies.
All right.
All right. I'm ready for yours.
You ready for mine?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Okay. So the way I did my list is just kind of like a smattering of things. I didn't pick out like the number one because I just have so much love for everything.
No, you gotta love hard. You
I
say,
can't.
I love you, and that's it.
I do love hard, but I love everything hard. So I got 5 top movies.
Okay.
Let's go in just a random order. So Knives Out, that's on my list for sure.
That's just because it's new. It's all hyped up.
It's not because it's new. Because I am riding the hype train because it's new. And because Chris Evans' sweater. Like, come on. But
okay.
Also, I just think that this movie has all the makings of a classic. Like, the plot line is flawless. The characters are so intriguing. The actors are on fucking
I was about to
point.
say, the casting?
The casting? Oh my god. The scenery. Like, everything in that home. I want it. I want that home. I want to live there. It's like a museum of all my interests. It's so cool. I need you to see it so we can talk about it. It's so good.
I'm gonna see it.
It's like a modern day Clue. It's just beautiful. The whole thing is a masterpiece and a half. Like,
hey Kelsey.
Hey Robert.
Would you be mad if I said I never have seen Clue all the way through?
Robert! What? How have you never seen Clue?
I've never watched it.
I've watched that movie like 65 times.
Today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, today. I just keep it on loop. Just on my phone. I just hold it in front of my face, walk around with like Google Glass on it.
I gotta see those different endings time and time again.
You've got to watch that movie.
I know.
Why haven't you seen it?
It's never been on my radar.
Robert. Okay, alright. We can't fight right now. We don't have time.
Okay.
Okay, so number 2 on my list, John Wick, which
I really wanted to put that in mine, but I was like, I just like it a lot. So I'm kind of surprised that you're like, I like it that much.
I do like it that much. Like, I haven't seen a good action movie like this in so long, and for this one to come out of left field with Keanu Reeves and his fucking poor dead dog, it's just, he goes ape shit on people, and that's all I wanted to see. I never knew that I needed that in my life. Keanu Reeves just fucking beating the shit out of people with a gun. Like,
dude, a good revenge story is perfect. Like, Kill Bill, just piss somebody off and they come back to like haunt you for it. That just makes great filmmaking. Yes. Is it the first one or like the series?
I would say the first one. I mean, if I could list the series as a whole, I would. But if I'm picking a singular movie out of it, number 1.
Oh, yeah. It's clearly the best one.
Definitely. Okay. Next movie on my list, Get Out. Now,
you know
I'm
what?
surprised that you didn't put this on yours.
I knew you were going to put that one on there.
It's flawless.
And it is a good movie, but
it's so good.
Definitely not one of my favorite movies that I've ever seen.
It's got everything. It's got a good mix of comedy and like horror without being too jump scary. It has a great underlying message that's just delivered seamlessly. The acting, again, is just like incredible.
Dude, yeah, like when he's in the chair and that tear.
Yes, that single tear. I can't get over that scene.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it is the cover, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that is some acting to another level.
It is.
I gotta give you that.
I love that guy. Just want to kiss him on his
he's great.
Big face. He's so pretty.
I saw it on the list, like when I was going through like best movies for the years and stuff. And I was like, Kelsey loves that movie. She's gonna have it, but I just
love it
can't.
So much.
How many times have you watched it?
Just the once. Like most movies, I only watch one time, and that's all I need. Unless it's one that I like. There's a few movies that I will watch just forever, always, over and over and over, because it's like eating candy, you know? Like Clue. I would watch Clue forever and ever. Labyrinth. I would watch that one just on repeat for the rest of my life. But most movies, I'm like, I watch it once. If it's a complicated movie, I'll watch it twice, and then I'm done.
Okay. Like, I think the one I've seen the least on my list was La La Land. and I've seen it like 4 times.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, I am definitely like a repeat watcher because I think most people watch something once and then they're good.
Yeah.
But if I like it, I'm gonna like feel it again and again and again, you know?
Yes.
So that's interesting to know, though.
Yeah.
That like from one time it could like hit you that hard.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It stuck with me.
Okay.
Next movie on my list. Only seen it once. Her.
Okay. Yeah, the way you were acting about it, I was like, oh, she might be having that movie on there.
That was on my list. It's
Dude,
so good.
It is so good.
I cried
I was
so
surprised.
Hard. The movie, it just made me, like, it made me feel emotions I had not felt before. Like, I felt like I was going to throw up at the end of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, it's so complicated and so, like, new and good. And
yeah,
it explores a place that we are getting close to as humans, but haven't yet touched on. So that's what I found fascinating about it.
Definitely agree. Okay, so this is not your top one, but the one's kind of sitting at the top of your list.
So if I had to pick one out of the pack...
I really don't know what it would be, because Get Out was the only one that I had picked for you.
You're not going to see this one coming, because I don't even know if you know this is a movie.
Okay.
But it's Ace Attorney, the Phoenix Wright movie.
Oh my god.
It is
Yes, I know what it is.
Good. It is a capsule of exactly what the games are.
Did you really check to see if that was in the 10 years? Because I feel like you talked about that 30 years ago.
I checked. It is within the 10 years. I think it's 2013. Because when I was going through my video games, I was like, oh, the Phoenix Wright series for sure. But those came out like way long ago.
Yeah.
So I couldn't put like the main trilogy on there. But
I gotta admit, I would not have thought of that. But movie, that makes a lot of sense.
This is one of the movies that I could watch over and over and over because it's so funny. It's just like everything that the games are is this movie. It just it distills it down and it's perfect. That
is fantastic. I love that that's kind of the top one.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, oh my god, that is so you.
It is very me.
I love it.
Right, okay, so honorable mentions.
Honorables.
I had 5. Okay. I only had 4.
I had 5 or 6. Yeah.
Did you have 5? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I had 5. I had 4, and then coming into this, I was like, oh yeah, Scott Pilgrim. So Scott Pilgrim's on there.
Perfect.
Rogue One.
Okay.
I would have put this in my top, but I think Her beat it out.
Oh, Her is... Well, again, these are not like... What is like really the best movie in like the Rotten Tomatoes sense, you know?
Right.
It's like what movie like meant more to us.
Right.
So yeah.
Also Cabin in the Woods. I really, really wanted to put this in my top.
I know you did.
It is a flawless movie. It's so good. I cannot recommend this movie enough. If you're a fan of horror and you're a fan of like campy B-movie kind of stuff, like this movie is going to be your jam.
That movie takes turns, and you're like, really? You're just going to give me this? Yeah. You're going to let me have this in a movie. You're going to let me have it. Okay.
Another one that I was surprised was not on your list is Kingsman.
Okay, yeah, that's really not one of my jams.
What? Oh, I love Kingsman so much.
I like them, but they are not like they are nowhere near like my top ones.
Oh. It's a good movie. And
I mean, they're good.
Another one I'm surprised is not on your list is Zootopia.
You know, I'm actually surprised that there's only one cartoon movie in my list. And I do love Zootopia. But I will say, if I were going to put a Disney movie like that in there, Tangled beats Zootopia all day long.
Really?
I love Tangled.
I'm so mad on Tangled.
Oh, man. Tangled is the best. It's the best. That movie
Zootopia
hits me, man. When he cuts her hair at the end, I was like, no!
Okay, one thing that I don't like about Zootopia, but I do like in a bizarre way. Have you seen the fucking Judy Hopps comic strip where she like... Do I need to go any further? Like... Just the Judy Hopps comic strip. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay,
Maybe I have.
pregnant with the baby of the fox.
Yes,
dude.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I think you sent it to me.
It's so weird and fucked up, and I'm like, why does this exist? But I have to look at it.
But I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, it's very strange. There's a whole lot of those out there, unfortunately.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Okay, so do you want to do video games or movies next, or TV next?
We'll go ahead and do TV next.
Okay.
All right, I'm saving my number one because I just do not think you're gonna see that coming.
Okay.
Okay, so TV shows is the one that I nitpicked the most. Like, I tweaked this one several times.
Okay.
I have one live action, and the rest are cartoons, of course.
Of course.
I'm going to put this one's probably the bottom of what's on here. Adventure Time.
That was in 2010s?
That started in, like, 2011 or something.
Damn, I thought that was, like, a high school thing.
That show is just... It's, like, way too deep for, like, a kid show.
I
think that's what got
like,
me.
2 seasons, but not because I didn't like it.
Dude, the end of that show, I think it's one of the most perfect endings to a TV series of all time.
That's what I hear from the general consensus of the community.
I loved it. Taylor didn't really dig it because it's really not like a this is the end type of conclusion.
Okay.
But I like what they did with the ending, you know?
Yeah.
And I think this one almost hits my list because of the ending. The ending is just so good that it makes the show as a whole just fantastic.
All right.
Steven Universe. That's a show. That's a fucking show. And I was like, not into it at first. But when you get into it, if Adventure Time has stuff that's too heavy, Steven Universe is way heavier than that show.
Really?
Like, that's a pretty... And not just because of rocks, okay? But, like, that's a heavy show. It's got some, like, depth in there, right?
Big beefy cartoon.
Like, everyone just needs to watch it. I can't even talk about it. It's just... That's a show you need to, like, experience as it goes, because it's filled with so much mystery of, like, well, what is going on? How does this work? Blah, blah, blah. And it all kind of comes out, you know? It just takes a little time.
Okay.
So, I was kind of upset that I was like, man, I got, like, all this Cartoon Network on here. I was like, Nickelodeon's bound to have had something, and it made me remember to put a show on here.
Okay. What did Nickelodeon have in the last 10 years?
So, I had to kick off another Cartoon Network show. I had Primal on my list.
Oh, yeah. I forget that that's a TV show.
And I took it off my list for this one.
Uh-oh.
Because Primal's still new, you know, like, it's like 5 shows. It's not a lot. But Nickelodeon had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This year? Or, like, this decade?
It was from 2012.
Dang. So,
when I said that, like, Endgame really earned everything that they did, this Ninja Turtle show is 100% in line with what it is, and it earns everything that it does. It is fan service to a perfection. It is, like, nostalgia to perfection. It follows everything great. And the people that were in the old ones are in the new one.
Oh, nice. I love when they do that.
There is so much... If you like the Ninja Turtles, it is the perfect show, besides the, like, original cartoon, you know?
Okay.
And really, I think this is better than the old cartoon. It's and that theme song, banging. It's a banging theme song. So, I had that on there. And then I actually had... So, this is the spot that got replaced the most. And I want to tell you what was on it that's now an honorable. And what took their place. You ready?
Yes.
I had The Walking Dead on there.
Okay.
Because The Walking Dead was good back in the day.
Yeah.
Right? And I really wanted to keep it on there, and I didn't take it off because I fell out of love with it. Right?
Yes.
But I was like...
I had it on my list also, and I was like, you know what? I just can't.
Yeah, it's just not... No. So then I was like, oh, you know what I like more than The Walking Dead? What? Workaholics.
Oh my god, that was this decade too. Shit.
Mm-hmm. I was like, boom, that's my show, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that's my number 2. And then I was talking about something, and I was like, oh yeah, that was this decade, and this was my earliest one. October 2010, we got presented The the My Little Pony TV show.
Of course. I was waiting for this one.
And I was like, I guess I didn't think of it as a show because it became a lifestyle for me. God. So My Little Pony's definitely on there.
Okay.
Just because there was no other show that I got drunk with and had Ferdin carry me upstairs, and he'd go, "What do you want me to put on TV for you?" And I was like, "Winter Wrap Up!" So it has to earn a spot. Now, my number one is the only live-action show on here.
I'm excited. I've been trying to think of what live-action show could possibly have taken your heart like this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
My number one TV show, hands down, nothing comes close to this show. It is Black Mirror.
Oh, I had that on mine too, but I had to take it off.
No. Black Mirror that is a show, man.
It is a show. Like, if we're talking about making you feel things, like, man, that show goes to lengths.
Lets you feel stuff, makes you think stuff.
It's got the robots. I
mean, yeah, it does have robots. So, nothing comes close to Black Mirror. That is like one of those once in a lifetime shows.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Do you have a favorite episode? That's a big question, I know.
That is a really big question, but I think lately, I really think it's one of the newer ones. I have not seen San Junipero, and I know that's like the one.
Yes.
You know? I still haven't seen that one, but I know it's good. For me, I'm kind of really into the Striker Fighters X or whatever.
Where they're like the virtual Street Fighter thing?
Yeah.
And the dude's like, I'm not gay, but let's make out.
Like, that show, I could totally see that being real.
Yes.
In the future, and I was like, whoa, like, that is a wild concept, but that could happen.
No homo, but let's fuck.
No homo, but let's play some Street Fighter.
Yeah, that show went to a place I did not expect it to go. I was like, okay,
yeah,
so,
dude.
like, you die in the game, you die in real life or something like that. It's like, no, you fuck in the game, you fuck in real life.
Exactly. I just think that one was a really good idea.
Yeah.
You know?
It was well executed, too.
Like the rest are like, well, what if this were the case, right?
Yeah, that's one that, like, you can see it happening.
Yeah. I'd say the next closest one, it was the finale of, I think, the 3rd season. It's where, like, the girl goes to the museum of all the old, like, crime cases that have happened. And it turns out her dad is an exhibit in the place. And she was coming to, like, break his consciousness out of torture.
What?
It was a wild episode.
Was that White Bear?
Maybe?
Where she, like, has to relive the same day over and over because she's, like, part of an exhibit?
No. This girl, like, is driving through the desert, and she comes to this place, and the guy's like, we're about to open up if you want to see all the stuff. And it turns out, like, he ran this business of this, like, come check out all these artifacts from these crime cases, and he had captured the consciousness of this guy in the electric chair.
Why don't I remember this one?
People get to, like, pull the lever and, like, force him to, like, go through it, and then they can, like, capture his feelings in like, a charm to take home with them, right?
Jesus, what?
And it turns out that this girl is that guy's daughter, and he's coming to, like, break her dad's consciousness out of this torture that he's been in for, like, 40 years or something.
Wow, okay.
It's a wild show. That one had that really good twist. You know what? There's just, like, too many, because I also like the Star Trek type one.
Oh, that one's good. That's a real particular, it's a very specific kind of fantasy that dude has, and he's just living out. My favorite is either...
I like him with that show.
Yeah, that one's super good. My favorite is either Tailspin with Dallas Bryce Howard, where she's, like, the social media influencer.
Where like, you do the 5 stars and stuff?
Yeah. 5 stars. Yeah.
That one was real deep. I like that one a lot.
That's another one that I could see happening in the near future.
Yeah, that scares me.
And then another one I really, really liked was the one with, what's his face? The tall redhead guy. And he dies in a car
like
crash.
where like
and,
he's the robot version of him.
Yeah, she brings him
That one
back
was
as a
weird.
robot. That one like hit me in the soul because I would do that. So I was just like, the whole time I was just picturing myself in that situation. Like, I mean, if I could bring back my husband after he died, I would do it in a robot form.
No, yeah, me and Taylor were like, no, this is not good. This is not healthy.
What's that dude's name? He's Irish. Something starts with a D.
I don't even know his name.
It's like,
but I know that he's from About Time.
Donald Gleason.
Okay.
Right?
I guess.
I think that's right.
All right, I'm gonna throw one more out there, and then we gotta stop because we could talk about Black Mirror forever.
I know. I'm sorry.
Man, I just had it. The one
with the robot dogs.
No, I do love that one, but that was just like fun though. But
it's one fun. The dogs are like ripping them to pieces.
Yeah, it's fun. She's like trying to escape from it. Okay. No, the one that really got me was the couple accidentally run over somebody and they dump his body.
Oh, that one's so fucked up. Yeah,
and they can like read your memories.
Yes,
or like the things that your eyes see. And she keeps killing more and more people to like cover it up, and then they fucking find out it's her through a hamster.
Yes.
Classic. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
So that's my list. Black Mirror's the best for the past 10 years. My honorable mentions: Stranger Things. I like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But it's not like, whoa, like the best. It's just like really, really good.
Yeah.
And then this one was my pick until I found out that it was too old.
Oh.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah, I know. I had that on my list too because why not? Why can't
it's the greatest show of all time. So
it's perfection.
Yeah.
Bottled.
All right. I'm ready to see yours because you watch way more TV and I feel like you were having a hard time.
I was having a rough time. So when I first started this category, I was like, I can't think of anything. I don't watch TV.
Oh my God.
But like, I watch so much fucking TV. So I asked my husband, I was like, Richard, what do we watch in the past 10 years? And he just starts busting out like 35 shows. And I'm like, stop talking. I can't. There's too many.
Okay, so I only have one guess.
Okay.
It's probably not your top. But I think in your 5, Game of Thrones.
You know what? I didn't put Game of Thrones on there.
Why? Just because the ending was bad?
No, I liked the ending.
Oh, okay. No, I loved it.
Shut up. We don't talk about the ending. Okay. It was good. Everyone else is pissed about it. Anyway, I didn't put it on there because I had other better ones. So, I'm going to start with Silicon Valley. Have you seen the show?
So, all the shows on my list are pretty much all I've watched in the past 10 years. So okay.
No. All right. So, Silicon Valley is just about, like, a tech guy trying to make it in Silicon Valley. And just like the trials and tribulations he goes through because he invents this compression algorithm that is like the best one out there. So his company just like blasts off from nothing into something really fast. And it's about him just trying to figure shit out along the way. And everybody he works with is a fucking idiot. And it's just the most, it's a good show about friendship and about how you can fuck shit up so bad. And at the end of every show.
So is it like a funny show?
Yes, it's so funny. It's directed by Mike Judge.
Oh, shit. Then I would love it.
You would. It's so funny. So, like, at the end of every episode, you're like, how can this possibly get any worse? And then it gets worse. So, that's a really good one.
You just sold me because Mike Judge.
Yes.
I'm good.
Mike Judge is perfection.
Yeah, I love him.
Next I have The Good Place.
Yeah, I know.
This show is so good. It has the most incredible storylines. That's the twist at the end of the first season I did not see coming. I was like, what? Okay. And it just flips the whole show on its head, and it just gets better and better. Every single episode is better than the last. And
I should have guessed it, because you have told me to watch this several times.
So awesome. I love it so much. The characters, like, I am Chidi Anagonye. Like, that is me.
What are the words you even said just now?
You have to watch it and find out. Next on my list, I have Broad City. This is
I also have no idea what that is.
Oh God, it's so near and dear to my heart. I don't know if you would like it because it's like a show about female friendship, and it's like the best, most accurate portrayal of what it's like to have like such a close best friend.
Are you saying that I don't have female friendship?
I'm saying that you are not a lady.
I get you.
I don't know. I think you would enjoy this show, but it wouldn't like touch your soul like it has touched mine.
Okay.
It's just, it's so good. It's like chef's kiss. Mwah. Beautiful.
Okay.
And it just ended, and I'm sad. Another one. So next I have Atlanta. This show is one of the best shows that I've ever seen, which is of course why it's in my top 10. But
so you were just naming a bunch of shows that I've never heard of.
Oh my god! So Atlanta is Donald Glover's show, and it's just about like his cousin. He is trying to break into the rap scene, and like one day his single gets played on a radio station, and then it just fucking blows up. So he has to like. He's kind of a deadbeat. He doesn't really have a job. He's a dad, but he's not really like a good dad. And so his cousin's like rap career starts to take off, and he's like, "Hey, I'll be your manager," just because he needs like a job and needs money. So,
yeah, that's not good. This just doesn't sound good.
It's so good.
No, like him saying, "I want to be your thing." Like I feel like,
oh yeah,
that's gonna go bad. Yeah,
yeah, it's not good. It's just it's similar to Silicon Valley because it's like people that don't know what they're doing and their career takes off really, really fast. So it's similar in that vein. The humor in it is so specific and so like pointed. There's one episode that I need you to watch because you can watch it out of context. It's kind of like a bottle episode almost. You don't need to know any of the characters. Where this guy goes to somebody's house to buy a piano from him, and I can't even tell you about it. I need to show it to you.
Just send me season and episode number, and I will watch it.
Yeah, you've got to watch it. And if you don't want to watch the show by the end of that episode, then I can't help you. Top one.
I mean, I will give it a shot.
My top show. I don't think you're going to have heard of this either.
Now, hang on. So, is this like your top show?
This is my top show.
Okay.
It's very, very good. It makes my heart hurt. It's a BBC crime drama starring Idris Elba.
I definitely do not watch it.
It's so fucking good. It's called Luther. It ended, so it only has a few seasons, but each episode, he's pretty much like a gritty detective with nothing left to lose. Okay. And if you don't want to watch Idris Elba in that role, like, fuck you.
I mean, I do like him.
He's so good. He's so handsome and so perfect, and he's in Cats, which we're gonna see together.
I know.
Yes. And he's so good, and like this show has, I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a character in the show that dies, and it is the second hardest death I've had to deal with on television. Like, it hit me so hard. I was out of commission for the rest of the night. I was like, don't talk to me. I need to go to bed and cry for 3 hours.
Oh my god.
It was rough.
Okay. So
that's my top 5. And then I have 3 honorable mentions, one of which goes back to character deaths. So this is the spoiler for Breaking Bad. I think we've already talked about this on the show, but when Mike Ehrmantraut died in Breaking Bad, I was inconsolable for weeks.
I know, and I don't understand.
Because he reminds me so much of my dad, and I love him so much. Okay, that's true, yeah. I would watch Mike Ehrmantraut, like, read the phone book. He's the best, and he's in Better Call Saul, and the fact that Better Call Saul is a prequel to Breaking Bad, I know that Mike Ehrmantraut is not going to die in this show, so I can watch it and just appreciate him being alive.
Okay.
So that's on my honorable mentions. Schitt's Creek, I had this in my top 5, but I moved it down just because it's a newer show and maybe I'm like overhyped about it still. But all the characters in that, they're so human and so funny, and just the stories that they have together. It's like a cup of hot tea. You just want to hold it to your chest.
Okay. I've heard good things about that show.
It's very funny. Dan Levy is a treasure.
Okay.
And his eyebrows are 2 fuzzy little treasures. And another honorable mention I would have put this in my top, but I don't want to call it a TV show because it was like a limited run miniseries. It aired on HBO. It's called Sharp Objects.
I think I remember hearing about it.
Amy Adams stars as a crime journalist who, like, travels back to her hometown to investigate some terrible thing that's happening to, like, girls that are going missing all over the city.
Okay.
And she's, like... It's the most brutal portrayal of, like, alcoholism and self-harm and just, like, a fucked up childhood coming back to haunt somebody who's trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
And the ending had my whole body so goosebumped, I thought I would never come back down. It was nuts.
Man, you have, like, sad and, like, gritty shows, and mine's, like, happy, cartoon.
But your shows deal with, like, heavy stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's not, like, heavy stuff that could happen, really, you know?
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, Black Mirror is, like, the closest to, like, your style of show, I think.
Yeah.
Do you just sit and watch TV and cry?
Yeah. That's my life.
I don't want to cry when I'm watching TV.
Well, my top 5, 3 of those are comedies. No, 4 of them are comedies.
But do you cry?
Yeah.
I mean, I've cried in 3 of mine, so...
So there you go.
So fair, so
things.
fine. TV is good if you cry.
Yes, correct.
There it is. So, alright, so I definitely would not have picked any of these for you, because Game of Thrones was about the only one that I knew that you really watched.
Yeah.
The rest of these, I'm like, I've never heard of these.
You gotta watch them, they're all so good.
I mean, I'm still trying to watch the show that Stu wants me to watch, and I've seen a season and a half of it, and it is good, and I do like it, and I haven't watched it still.
Okay.
Justified.
Oh yeah, that's on my list too. It does look good.
It is really good, but it's also a cop show. Yeah. And I just don't do cop shows.
Do you know that some of the characters on there are named after our people on our local radio station, The Ticket?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's weird. I don't know. They're like big fans of each other.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, interesting TV show picks. Very nice.
Thank you.
Now we're going to do games.
Ooh, hold on. Before we do games.
Okay.
Can we tell the people our exciting news about the Video Game Awards?
Sure. Who needs to spill these beans?
I want you to spill the beans.
Fine.
Spill these beans.
We made a how do I want to say this?
A gentleman's bet.
We made a gentleman's bet, a wager, that whoever picked the most winners from the Game Awards would be treated to a fine cuisine of their choice.
Fine dining.
And Kelsey has won this by 2 points. I must buy her a meal.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, there were some that I was like, if I'd have went with my gut, I could have at least tied you.
Do you know why I won?
Why?
Because I'm the best.
Oh my god. One of them was chance, because I was like, all right, we can't both pick the same one, so you take one and I'll take the opposite one, and yours won. And I was like, that's the one I wanted.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh man, I was really mad that Smash won one that you picked, and I was like, no. I put way too much thought in mine, and you're like, this will be the winner, and you're right, like, every time.
Go with your gut.
You're just like, dude, there it is, boom. And I'm like, no, you gotta think about it, you gotta, like, critique it, and that bit me in the ass every time.
The gut knows, that's why I drink kefir.
Oh my god. So, we will be going to dinner, and I will be treating you to your meal.
Fuck yeah.
I never shy away from a bet, so, congratulations.
Thank you.
I was like, oh man, Game Awards was so good tonight. Let's go over the winners. And I was like, ha ha ha. Oh man. So, with that news, we'll get into our top games for the past 10 years.
Yes.
I really tried to not do all newer stuff, but new stuff is just so good.
It just gets better and better.
It does. Because video games are still such a growing medium. Like, we're almost like just now getting to when it is like at its best. You know?
Yeah.
But I kind of reached back to some good ones. I cannot wait for you to know my number one.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited. Starting down at the bottom. Now, these are not, really in order. But I have Batman Arkham Knight. Mm-hmm. I am not a DC fan. Everybody knows this. I'm Spider-Man all the way.
Right.
But those Batman games are superb.
I remember you playing the heck out of this one.
And Arkham Knight is like... Sometimes I'll be like, I just want to play the beginning, right? Yeah. And then I wind up just like playing that game for weeks. Like it's so engrossing and good. I can't stop once I begin it.
It sucks you in.
It's just so good. The way they do stuff, it was stuff that games didn't do, and I just think it's so awesome to have somebody push the boundaries in like a superhero game of all things, right?
Yeah.
And it just feels so good to play. It's just awesome. I love those games, but that one is my favorite one. It's so good.
Nice.
So I feel like I put a little curve on this one for you.
A little curveball.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I have God of War 3.
Okay.
God of War
Just
3.
Okay.
Not the one that came out like 2 years ago. Not the new one where he has his son and he's in like the Norse stuff.
Yeah.
This is the end to the original trilogy.
Okay.
I waited so long for that game. It meant so much to me when it finally concluded. I could do like a dissertation on that game.
I know you could.
I have critiqued it so much. And it is so perfect. Everything about that game is 100% perfect. It is one of the greatest games of all time, not even just the past 10 years. I love that game.
Nice.
I will love it for 10 more years to come. It's fantastic.
That's your chicken soup.
Oh, man, so good. The next one, it's another superhero game. Was the new Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4.
I knew that was going to be on there somewhere. I thought that might be your number one.
It was not my number one. But it is only on this list because really, it is a fun game. To me, it is not one of the best games ever made. The reason it made my list is because they took the character, they put their own spin on it, but it still has this respect that they did something in this game, and I let it slide because it was done so well.
You let it slide.
I did. I was gonna be mad at it, but I was like, it's just so good. So, this is the full-blown spoiler. Here we go. You ready?
Okay, ready.
They kill Aunt May at the end of this game.
Oh, shit.
Aunt May dies at the end of this game.
Fuck.
You can't do that. You cannot do that. But it serves the whole Spider-Man purpose so good.
Does Uncle Ben live?
Oh, no. He's been dead before the game starts.
So why did they kill her?
So, what happens is Dr. Octopus like spills out this like toxin into the air, and a bunch of people breathe it and they get sick, right?
Okay.
And so Spider-Man has to go through this whole thing to get the antidote, and he finds out that Aunt May is sick with the stuff, right?
Oh no.
So it's right there at the end of the game, and he's talking to this guy, and he goes, how soon can we do a cure? And the guy's like, well, there's enough here for one serum right now. I can make you one right now, or you can give me time to synthesize it, and then I can create enough to save all of New York, right?
Okay.
And so he has to choose, do I save Aunt May alone and let everyone else die, or do I choose to let my Aunt May die and save New York?
Trolley problem.
Right? But here's why it's so good. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's like talking to her like, it's okay, ma'am, you're gonna be fine. And she goes, take off the mask, Peter. And he goes, what? And she goes, I've always known that it was you, and I worried. And she knows that he was Spider-Man the whole time.
Aww.
And she tells him to make the right choice. That shit wrecked my world, and the acting in it is superb. The way that he chooses to let her die and then he cries about it,
yeah,
is one of the most genuine scenes I've ever seen.
Ugh, that's rough.
It is that scene alone that put it on my list. 'Cause just wow. And did you know that Rigby from regular show plays Dr. octopus and
How?
fucking nails that ending. He had some of the best acting I've ever seen or heard.
Dr.
It was
Rigby.
great. It was great. I didn't even know that it was him. So, Spider-Man. Fantastic. Number 2, I would say this is my true number 2. Journey.
Oh yeah, I still have not played that game, and I worry because like it's one of those games you have to play online, right, with one other person.
So it just like randomly matches you with somebody.
Yeah.
So I remember playing it for the first time, and I got matched with somebody, and I think he'd already played it. And you can't talk to these people, so they like don't like join in your headset, and then you can be like, "Oh hey man, what's going on?" Right?
Yeah.
There's 0 voice chat in this game, so everything that you communicate with each other is through like vocal things or like jumping around, and you're like, hey, like look over here, right?
So is there like a communication wheel?
No, you only press this one button, and your person does kind of like a little chirp.
Okay.
So you can just be like, and then like you kind of look at them, right?
Yeah.
And I think you can press and hold it down to do like a big one to like draw someone's attention.
Okay.
But, like, he would chirp at me, and he would do all this stuff, and, like, we formed a team, never speaking a true word to each other, right?
Yeah.
And so, we do the whole thing, and we beat the game, because it's only, like, an hour and a half, maybe. Like, it's pretty short. We get to the end of it, it was emotional, and the guy wrote me a message, because at the end, you get to see because you don't even know who the person is. And so it gave him my gamer tag, and he wrote me and said, well, okay, so I played it the second time with somebody that had played it before, because this guy wrote me and said, thanks for being my first person to take this journey with, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I had a genuine connection with somebody I've never even spoken to.
That's really sweet.
From an hour and a half of this game. And he lived in the UK, actually. Aww. But I still never made an online friend, so I was just like, oh, you mean a lot to me, sir, but I've never spoken to him since. But I wrote him thank you, and we kind of, like, talked a little bit, and that was it. It's so moving, really. I mean, it's just fantastic.
I worry that I've missed the window for that game, because, like, if I were to go in and play it now, I would probably get somebody who's already played it,
And just like, come on, this way.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't choose who you meet up with, so I can't be like, you and me play, and we'll, like, go through it together,
Yeah, I don't want to be, like, dragged through by an experienced person. I want the experience.
Yeah, it could be too late, but I'm wondering if the people that are still playing it would just be people that hadn't played it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, I mean, it is the same thing for 1 hour every time. Like, it doesn't change,
Okay.
But I've played it 3 times, and the first 2, like, really moved me. Now, my number 1 is... What is it?
Okay. I know what it is. I was going to make a funny guess. I was going to say the My Little Pony
mobile game? No, yes. That game is evil. Deleted that shit.
Okay. I think that your number 1 is PT.
My number 1 is PT.
I knew it was going to be.
I have never promoted a game like I have promoted PT to people.
This game, it's not... Can you even call it a game? Like, I put it in my honorable mention section because I was like, is it a game?
I mean, it is a game. You still have to go through stuff to reach the ending,
Yeah.
There's still a gameplay loop, even if you don't know what it is.
But it's technically a playable trailer. So I'm like, I can't call it a game.
Oh, it's a game.
Yeah.
It's just a very short game.
It has stuck with me so much. Like, I can remember everything about that hallway, and I haven't played it in 5 years.
I have never been like, dude, have you ever played God of War? Because, like, you should check that out, right? I'm like, I like it.
Yeah.
And you might. But I will, like, Jehovah's Witness to your door, like, have you ever played PT? Because it's pretty fucking great.
And meanwhile, you're plugging in your PlayStation, like, let's do this. You're going to talk to her.
I'm just like, okay, so can I come in your house for a little bit? Do you have a TV? You have an HDMI port? Let's get this started. All right, here we go. PT is phenomenal. It is one of the worst travesties that was never allowed to become a full game.
I almost love that it's not a full game, though, because it is that short, small, one-time experience thing, It's like, it's the most, what the fuck, the most immersive weird shit.
Well, it's kind of now like a legend, because it's like you can't even play it now.
I know, which sucks.
You never even got to experience it, man.
It's like one of those... It's really... I don't want to be cheesy about it, but like a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
I mean, it is. I mean, flat out, I mean, for the rest of time, there will probably never be something that happens this way.
I know. Like, I'll be in the retirement home being like, did y'all ever play that one game? What was it called? The playable trailer, the PT. Did you ever play the PT? And everyone's going to be like, God damn it, Grandma, that game never existed. It was a game in my time. It was only a real brief moment. Just a one-time game.
Go check out Unky Robert's old YouTube page. He showed you how to beat it. I can't tell you how many, like, parties have come to a screeching halt when, like, new people come over, conversation happens, and it's like, whoa, you've never heard of PT? Hold up, and I will move the PlayStation and go, we're having a sit down. And the people that have sat through it 20 times with me are like, fuck, dude, fuck. You asked him about it.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'm going to link my playthrough of it on this thing.
Yes.
Because if you haven't played it, you're never going to be able to unless you come over to my house. Because you can't even download it now.
We're going to make Haley play it.
But, like, it's like, out there. That's why I did it, because I actually wanted a guy that I worked with to know what it was like, because it was just so mind-blowing to me at the time. So I recorded a playthrough of it. It takes 17 minutes.
That is a really small run-through.
Yeah, that is like, I know exactly how each puzzle works, but I'm kind of giving you the atmosphere, you know?
Yeah.
Like I kind of play up the, like, oh, look, what's around this corner, you know?
Yeah. What's out that window?
So, try to do that. PT is phenomenal. You guys have to look it up somehow. So, I want to give you my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I threw Uncharted 4 on there. It's more of just such a technical showpiece of a game. Like, the game itself, to me, wasn't so, like, earth-shattering, you know?
Yeah.
But I love Uncharted so much, and the way this one looks and feels is just perfect. It's just the story's not 100%, you know?
Okay, yeah.
I have The Last of Us on here in my honorable mentions. It is, I would say, like, critically a better game than every game on my list. It is phenomenal. But it's just not one of my favorites, because it's kind of hard to get through because it's just so sad.
Yeah.
There's just too much. And then I had to round it out with the only multiplayer one on this list, because I'm not a huge multiplayer person, but I've been playing Overwatch for like 2 straight years.
Hell yes.
I had to have it on there. It's the only game like this I'll ever play like that, probably, for like the rest of time.
Until Overwatch 2.
And that's all thanks to you. Actually,
that's all thanks to me and Bastion.
Uncharted is thanks to you as well. And you get me started in these games. God of War is my brother.
Is it?
So, real quick, here's how I got into God of War. Blockbuster was a thing.
Oh god, this is a while ago.
My brother had rented the first one. It was 2005. And he goes, dude, you gotta come play this game. Just come play the opening level. That's it. That's all I want you to do. And I was like, alright. So I went over to his apartment, and he had me play the opening level. He wouldn't help me out with it. He's like, you gotta just, like, feel this game, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I played it. We beat the opening boss or whatever, and I was like, that's cool, man. Well, Mom's coming to get me. I'll see you later. Because I was 15, right?
Yeah.
We're driving home, and I go, hey, Mom, can you go to Walmart real quick? And I bought that fucking game.
Damn.
I bought that game from the opening. I was like, I gotta play that shit.
Nice.
And I love God of War. It's fantastic.
I must have confused that one with Uncharted, because I gave you Uncharted for your birthday, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And, man, I know I said it on the pod before, but, like, I was going through my old games, and the GameStop sticker was still on it. And I was like, $40? Woo! Oh, Kelsey spent good money for high school money. All right.
Consider me your video game Sherpa.
Hell yeah. Now, I know that you
I struggled with this category more than I struggled with TV.
I don't even know why. I feel like maybe you are more the game person because you won the game awards and you're like, nope, there's too much game love. Too much game love.
I play a lot of games. So I had to split this out into two categories because I play like ongoing games that I'll just like dip into, you know?
Okay.
And then I have single playthrough games where like you play through the storyline and then you're done.
Okay.
So I have 5 of each.
Also notice mine were all the single player play through the story done. But I have played all the stories in those tens of times probably. Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't know.
Oh dude. I play God of War like annually. Like
You're
that
ridiculous.
game is it's so good though.
So should I start? I'm going to start with my ongoing games.
Yeah, I want to hear the ongoing ones because I probably won't know some of these.
You're going to know half of these, all of these.
But I don't play them, though. Someone will be like, well, why do you like it?
Well, all right. So, obviously, I have Overwatch
hang on. Okay. I do want to take one guess, though.
Okay.
I don't know where it'll fit in, though. But I think Diablo 3 is on this list in one of the categories.
You know it is.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, I'm going to start with Overwatch because I've been playing that one for like 3 years now. I can't stop playing it, even when it makes me mad. Like, it's like junk food. I cannot stop.
Dude,
it's so good.
Your like hour rank in there, like how many hours you've put in, it's ridiculous.
I think I have 700 hours.
It's crazy. That is so much time.
I know, and like 350 of those hours are on Diva, and I'm like, what is wrong with me?
I mean, she's pretty great.
She is pretty great.
I was all about that Zenyatta life, though.
Yeah, I played Zenyatta really hard when it first came out, and I played Reaper really hard when it first came out, and then I was like,
I'm gonna
try a tank, and then I have not gone back. Actually, no, first I switched to Tracer, because Tracer is so much fucking fun, and I played her, I think I have 120 hours on her or so.
Okay.
And then switched to her to Diva, and I have not looked back.
So, who do you think my number one is? And it's not Bastion.
Oh, I was gonna say Bastion.
It's not Bastion.
Mercy.
No.
Moira?
It's Moira.
Yeah, she's in my top 5.
I kicked that ass of Moira, man.
She's good.
Whew. Okay, so we got Overwatch.
Beautiful. And then of course Diablo 3. So that game was
So that's an ongoing game?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that's what it would be more.
It does have a storyline, but it's one that you don't have to like play through the campaign. You can just go in and like play missions over and over again, or play arena. And that game is like my replacement for EverQuest, essentially, because I was in the EverQuest.
Dude, you and Desi were the EverQuest people.
I was in that. I
played
EverQuest.
Some of it, but I never really got into it. And then I tried out Diablo because of you, and I actually really liked it. It's fun.
Diablo is so much fun. I probably have like 500, 600 hours on that game.
God, wow.
I know. It's bad.
I wish I could see the game that I've spent the most time on, and I bet it's not even like half of that.
Really? God.
Probably not.
I'm embarrassed at how many hours I have on my top 5 games here, because it's rough.
I'll have to add up my Overwatch time, because I've played it. I played it for a long time on the PlayStation, and then moved to the computer, so I'll have to get my totals and put that in the show notes for you guys. But I've played it for 2 years. You played it for 3, so I'm only 1 year behind you, and I bet I'm like a third of your time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I play an obscene amount of Overwatch.
Yeah, you play a lot of Overwatch.
It's disgusting. So, let's see. Overwatch, Diablo. Another big one, of course, that I've talked about before on the podcast is Sims 4.
Okay. Yeah, so, I should have,
That one, between Richard and I, because we share the same account, we've spent 600 hours together on that.
Really? So, you both play the same world, I guess?
Well, it's different in The Sims because when you save a file, it saves its own world, kind of. So you can have one house in one world, and then the next house you make is going to be in a separate world entirely.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so Sims 4, it's constantly evolving. It helps me get through bad days. It's just, it's like a cup of hot chocolate. You hold it real close. You drink it real slow. It's a nice, comforting game. I
just thought of an honorable mention for me real quick.
Oh, yeah?
Because you were talking about Steam. The Messenger, dude.
Oh,
Do you not remember how hard I was freaking out about that game?
Yeah, you're freaking out hard about that one.
That game was... I was so about it, and that music. I've actually been jamming that soundtrack lately. Nice. So I just gotta throw that in there, because I like that game too much to not say its name.
Yeah.
So that's 3 of them. Yes. For ongoing.
State of Decay 2.
Okay, see, I was gonna guess H1Z1? H1N1?
Played that.
Whatever it is. But State of Decay is your game. Okay.
Yeah. It is like the Stardew Valley of zombie survival.
Okay.
It's just, it's relaxing, weirdly. It's very, like, you have to build your base and you have to, like, maintain stuff, but you get to go out and just kind of, like, my favorite part of the game is just driving. Like, you go out in your car and you're just driving and you're looking for supplies, and it's nice to just drive, you know? Just go for a little stroll.
Yeah.
So my top game in my ongoing category, I don't know if I've talked to you about this game before. It's called Terraria.
I think you've mentioned it before.
So I just checked my Steam account. I've got 290 hours on Terraria.
Nice.
I have actually not played it since 2017, according to my Steam profile, but
oh, okay.
It's one of those games, like, I played it really heavily in college. It helped me get through some shit. It made, like, a nice little escape for me. There were nights, like, the first night that I discovered it, I was like, I'm just gonna, like, go through the jungle biome and try to get a heart. And that night, I stayed up through the night. I got myself the full amount of hearts that I could possibly get, and then I collected the full amount of hearts for my husband. So when he woke up, I was like, I have all these hearts for you. I was like, have you been here all night? No.
Like, yeah. I'm trying to think of how you fit in this much time for these games, because I feel like I play games a lot, and I'm
this
just
is
like,
all I do.
Man. I'm just like, man, she's beating me so hard.
I just sit here and rot in front of video games. That's my life. Yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those people that, like, I obsess about a game for a number of years, and then I stop playing it entirely for a time. Like Terraria, I haven't played it in 2 years, but it's one of my favorite games ever. It's so good.
I feel like that's how you were with Diablo as well.
Yeah, I played that for, like, 3 years straight, and then I was like, I'm done.
I've had my fill.
Yep.
Thank
I think
you.
I stopped playing Diablo when Overwatch came out, and now I can't stop playing Overwatch.
Because I bought it to play with you, and then you were like, I'm done with it.
I'm so sorry.
I was like, okay.
So that's my ongoing games. I did not have any honorable mentions for that category.
Okay.
But my single playthrough games.
All right, I'm ready. Because, see, these are the ones that I'm, like, all about.
This is your world. So I have 5 of these. I don't have them in any particular order. I'm just going to go as they are. Okay. So, Danganronpa.
Okay.
This is about a little teddy bear who runs a school, and everybody murders each other.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's very good. It's like a Japanese game with the most insane storylines. And
oh, dude, I know what's on your list too. I know one that's on your list for sure.
I don't think you do.
I think I do.
So, yeah, this game is it's nuts. I can't recommend it enough, because if you're into, like, mystery games, any kind of, like, the Phoenix Wright style, visual novel kind of things.
That's one that I've always, like, wanted to play because I know kind of what it is, you know?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I don't know, because I've never even beaten more than one Phoenix Wright game.
I don't know, because I recommend it because I love this style of game so much, where it's just like you have to use, logic and the clues you're given to put it all together. And I don't know if that's the type of game that you're into, but it's like my life. More
like what is the next story beat? What's going on?
Right.
But, like, I have always wanted to play those, and they go on sale all the time, and I'm like, maybe I should get it now.
I think you would like Danganronpa probably better than you would like Phoenix Wright.
Okay.
Phoenix Wright is my top trilogy of all time, but they were all in the aughts, so I didn't put any of them on here.
I know.
I would put, like, the sequels in my honorable mentions, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Okay, so next game on this list, Inside.
Okay, everyone's all about that game. Should I really care about it that much?
Yes, you need to play this game.
But is it better than Limbo?
Yes. I didn't like Limbo.
I don't know, man.
This game, it's the most, like, what the fuck situation.
Okay.
It doesn't take long to play through. It's very simple, very straightforward. It's just a puzzle game, much like Limbo. It's from the people that did Limbo, of course. So
I think I even own it, actually.
Do you? I think you recommended it to me. No, it was my coworker Aaron recommended it to me. Because the way he phrased it, I was like, I don't... Okay.
That sounds awful, but alright.
Yeah, it's... Like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because the ending is just the most, like...
Okay.
What the fuck is happening kind of a thing. You need to experience it.
Okay.
So,
alright, I will put it on the list. I will definitely play that one.
Get inside. It is...
Okay.
Get inside!
Get inside and then get out!
Yeah, play it, please.
Okay.
Okay, next on my list, Stanley Parable.
Okay, I've heard a lot about that one too.
This game, it was one of those that, like, it came to me in the time that I needed it.
Okay.
I had just gotten my first office job and I was feeling a little blah. Okay. And this game is like, so you're Stanley and you go to work and your job is to press the button. And you press the button and it does what it's supposed to do. And then you press the button and it does what it's supposed to do, and then you press the button, and it does not do what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
And you're like, ooh, what's happening? Uh-huh. And then you look around, and your office is abandoned, and you walk around, and the whole place is abandoned, and stuff gets wild.
Okay.
And the coolest thing about it is that you have this narrator that's just, like, talking while you're doing shit. He's narrating what you're doing, literally. So... it'll change, of course, depending on what you're doing and how often you're doing it. So, like, there was this broom closet, and I swear to God, I was like, this is the key to the puzzle. It's like opening the broom closet, and then shutting the broom closet, and then opening it, and then looking inside, and then walking into the broom closet, and taking the brooms and putting them out, and then closing the door, and then opening the door, and then closing the door. And the narrator's like, and again, Stanley walked into the broom closet for some reason.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Narrator's just, like, dragging you while you're trying to do your shit. It's very good. I think you'll like it a lot.
Okay.
Next one, Life is Strange.
All right, I know.
All these games, you need to play them.
I know.
This game, it gives you such hard choices, and there are such deep consequences. Like, you'll be playing, and you just, like, you see a butterfly, and then suddenly it's like, why is she in a wheelchair now? And, like... It's so much weird shit happens. Yeah, there's so many good pieces to that game, and the way that it ends, the clues were there the whole time and you never saw it happening.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're just like, oh God.
Like, how was I so oblivious to this?
Yes.
Oh man, that's gonna mess with me.
Yeah, and this is one of those that I had to replay a few times because I was like, we fucked it up, we have to play that chapter over again. And then you go back and you do it a different way, and you're like, we fucked it up even worse!
Okay.
So, play that one, please.
Okay. Now see, that's gonna be one like Heavy Rain, where if something gets messed, like, those types of games where, like, the choices matter.
Yeah.
I will not go back and change it. I will live with what it is until I get to the end. Because that's the way this playthrough is gonna go, you know?
Right.
Like, I cannot try to fix it.
Do you want to know what my top game is?
I'm pretty sure it's Heavy Rain.
It's Heavy Rain.
I knew it. And that sucks because I thought The Letter was going to be on your game list.
I would put that in the honorable mention category because that game fucked me up. God, play The Letter. If you like The Grudge, if you like The Ring, play The Letter. But Life is Strange, or not Life is Strange, Heavy Rain.
All right, dude.
Heavy Strange, Life is Rain.
Heavy Strain. Life is Rain. Life is Rain.
So... this is, like, the first in-depth, crazy, deep detective story kind of thing that I remember playing. Like, we bought
you have a real, like, niche thing going on. Like, you have a lot of, like, mystery stuff for all three of your, like, types of things.
Mystery is my wheelhouse. It's where I live.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah, this game, like, you play the detective and you're trying to find the missing boy, and, like, you know that the rain is making it harder for him to live, and you just, like, the game is raining all the time, and it's just, like, the world is a ticking clock, and you're trying to beat it, and...
I mean, if you tried to play it today, it might be hard, because it is a very clunky game.
Yeah,
but when it came out, it was, like, groundbreaking what they were doing, man.
It came out in February of 2010, So it's like just within my decade here.
I do remember that because I remember I had like $70 to my name, and I dropped the $60 to buy that game.
Yeah, we bought the system to buy this game. We were like, what's it coming out on? Oh no, we don't have that system! And we had to go buy it, and it was like rough time because we were in college, but
oh my god.
We made it work for Heavy Rain. I think will keep you guessing, man. For my honorable mentions, I did have PT on my list. I had the Phoenix Wright series on my list because I love every Phoenix Wright game that they come out with, even like Ace Attorney Investigations 2 and like all the weird stuff that came kind of in the after years for Phoenix Wright. Yeah. It's all good. It's not great. Like the peak of this game is the original trilogy. Yeah. Game 3 caps it off so beautifully and just seals the whole trilogy up in this nice little envelope. Okay. And then it's gorgeous. But I will never, ever not play a Phoenix Wright game. Yeah. Those are games that I can play over and over and over and over, even though I know the stories. And the last honorable mention I had is Portal 2.
Okay, you know what? I saw that one show up a lot. Yeah. I was like, that is a great game. But I was like, it just doesn't need to be on my list. It's fine.
I wanted to put it on my list only because I love Portal 1 so much. Yeah. I didn't like Portal 2 as much as I liked Portal 1, even though it is a good game. Like, they took Portal 1 and they were like, how can we make this different? And so they added a few different mechanics and they added some different story. And, like, it's good. It is a good game. But it will never be Portal 1, and I think it wanted to be Portal 1. Yeah. And Portal 1 is so important to me.
Like, but I will say, though, the end of that game, shooting a portal to the goddamn moon. Yeah. How brilliant was that shit?
I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Portal 1 just means a lot to me in my relationship because it was like the first game that Richard and I ever played together. Uh-huh. And it's so like you have to know your partner and cooperate with your partner in order to finish Portal 1.
Oh yeah.
We actually walked down the aisle to the fucking song the turret sing or that Gladys sings at the end. This was a triumph.
Still Alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
that's like a jamming song, dude.
It's so good. I love Portal 1 so much, and we're talking about it, several years later after it has come out. Like, it's brand new. It's perfection in a game.
There are games that are, like, as smart as that one, Mm-hmm. But, like, when that came out, there was, like, nothing like that. And I actually have one for you that's kind of close. Oh? It's not Portal, like, think about the logistics of stuff, right? But it's not, like, transporting you between places. Okay. It's called Superliminal.
I think I've heard of this game.
It was on at the Game Awards.
Okay.
And so its whole premise is, like, there's things in the world, and it's all based on how you use your perspective to change it. Okay. So you might see all these, like, white lines in this room, right? But they don't make any sense where they are. Yeah. Right? But if you walk to the opposite side of the room and look at it from a certain angle, it spells a word. Right?
Oh, okay.
But they're, like, lines just in, like, one's, like, on this desk, one's on the ceiling. But when you look at it the right way, you get, like, a different perspective, and it creates something else. Right?
Nice.
So, like, in the trailer, it showed somebody pick up something small, and then when they, like, moved it up towards the ceiling, it looks bigger in the room, and then it filled up the whole room.
And they set it down, and it is big. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. Yeah. It looks really good.
That's a good thinker-type game. Like, how can I change what is just here, but make it work for me, Yeah. And that's what Portal was like. All right, so here's this room, but how can I get these portals to get me where I want to go?
Right.
And work around the constraints of this room. It was phenomenal. I love Portal.
You know what I didn't think about for video games is VR games.
I haven't played enough VR games to do anything with that.
There was this one game that I need to look up
Beat Saber.
What it was called. No. It was on the Vive, and you walk around and it's like a fantasy world. Okay, so Vanishing Realms on Vive.
Okay.
It is like, talk about immersive. It's immersive in nature, of course, because you're in VR, but, like, it's an RPG, and you have a sword, you have a shield. It's very classic. You're just walking around this really gorgeous world, and you're fighting skeleton archers. Like,
it's dope.
Yeah, it's classic RPG shit, and I love that.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's so cool to experience an RPG from that perspective, because you're always, like, sending the person down the hall with a swinging axe, but you're not actually ever the person that has to maneuver through the axe.
Yeah.
So it's really, I recommend it if you have access to a Vive, or I think it's an Oculus Rift now too.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get it on Steam. It's very good. Vanishing Realms.
Okay. For mine, I would probably go Beat Saber. That is just like Guitar Hero pushed to an extreme.
Yes.
That's fantastic for me, because I loved Guitar Hero. So, we have done it.
We've done it. That's
we
it.
Have
That's
lists,
the decade.
Man. The best of the decades. If you don't know any of this shit, go check it out right now. Yeah,
for real. Like, we've just given you so much content to play through in your life.
And it's like the best content. Like, you can't beat this content.
Curated by Robert and Kelsey. You're welcome.
I wanted to go ahead and tell you, we kind of ran out of time. People were like, top fives, I can do that quick. And then they couldn't get to it. But I have two people's just top for each category. They only gave me one. Okay. So Taylor gave me her top movie, TV show, and game.
Let's hear 'em.
Okay. Her top movie was Coco.
Okay.
Which, have you seen Coco?
I have not, because I know that it will, like, wreck me.
Yeah, it'll change your goddamn life.
I know.
It's phenomenal.
I've got Disney Plus. I have no excuse not to watch it. I just need to settle in with, like, a blanket.
So good. Oh, yeah, dude. No, you need a box of tissues. You're going to fucking bawl your eyes out.
Okay.
Like, no joke. Because, like, I was holding those tears back hard. And we were the only ones in the movie theater, so Taylor just let loose.
Oh.
She cried for, like, 40 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Like, it hit her so hard. It's a really good movie. So, Coco's her movie. Her top TV show, Steven Universe. But that is also her top TV show of all time.
Yeah.
She loves that show. So, that works. And then top game would be the new Tomb Raider game.
Okay.
I think that was like 2013 when they rebooted the franchise.
Yes.
I know the ins and outs of that game because of how many times she's played it. I've played it like twice, but I know every single beat and sound and everything from how much she has played it.
You can't blame her.
She
buff wife Lara Croft.
I mean, it's a pretty good game. I mean, it's no Uncharted, but hey.
Well.
What can you do? And then Haley was working on a list for us, but she's really bad at making lists. No.
Okay. Bad in the way that I'm making lists, like I make too many?
No, she couldn't think of enough, and then when she was trying... Well, the thing is, she procrastinated and had today to do it, but she was, like, swamped at work today.
Aw. So
she literally could not come up with a list.
Boo.
Like, there was no time. Had she taken the time before, she'd have probably come up with some, but she was like, here's what I got, right?
Okay.
And all she really has was a top game.
Okay. one category. Good job, Haley.
She came up with a game, so I wanted to know if you could come up with her favorite TV show, and I'm going to assign her a favorite movie.
Okay.
But this is hers for real. Her top game, and this is easy. If you know Haley, you know this answer. It is Skyrim.
Really?
She has played Skyrim with, like, every character 50 times a piece. She knows everything about it.
I did not know that Haley was into Skyrim.
Dude, Skyrim is her thing.
All right.
She got me to play it, right?
Yeah.
And so I started playing it, and I kind of got into it, right? And she was like, oh, you got to play this storyline, so you have to go to this part of the map and do the stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, all right, I'll go there. So I go to this place, and it's like a magic school or something.
Magic school bus.
And, you know, when I played Diablo, when I played EverQuest and stuff, I am always like a big fighter barbarian dude.
Yeah.
And I use the description that EverQuest had to this day. It said, a walking tank that deals damage.
There you go.
So when I play a game and I have to pick that, I'm like, give me the tank. And I just walk around. I just walk into battles and swing my arms and kill people. That's what I want to do.
Why do you never play Winston or Reinhardt in Overwatch?
I do.
Okay, I feel like those would be your jam right there. Instead of you play a lot of heals.
Because nobody plays heals.
Yeah, that's true.
And like you need them, and I'm good at it. So, well, like when I play like a competitive thing, I usually do like a support. You know, like when we would play laser tag back in the day, at like
support laser tag
main event, I would always keep the other team off of my people while they would get the points.
Laying down cover fire.
And this one time, me and Ferdin were up at the top, and he's just like tagging the base, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, all right, dude, switch with me. And he goes, no, and just kept getting the points. I let him get shot. I was like, no, you swap. We would share points. But so I go to the magic school in Skyrim, right?
Okay.
And remember, I'm a big fucking tank dude.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy goes, we will allow you entry into the school if you can conjure a simple fireball, right?
Okay.
My magic was so low, I couldn't even do the most basic fireball move that like Skyrim has to offer, and they denied me entrance, and I've never played it since.
Well,
so Haley actually offered to take my save and build me up a magic person just so I could play that one mission.
How sweet.
But that's never happened. So I've never played it.
All right.
But Skyrim is her thing. When Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I'm pretty sure she'll just die. Have you come up with a TV show for Haley?
I'm assigning Haley the TV show of New Girl.
Haley, this is your new favorite TV show for the past 10 years. Now. Period.
It's so good. That's one that I should have put in my honorable mentions, honestly, because I love
that is a good show.
It ended so nice.
Yeah, I probably watched the first 2 seasons and that was it.
Winston reminds me so much of you in that show.
I just don't watch a lot of TV. I do like him though. He's hilarious.
He's you.
But I do quote Schmidt the most though.
Schmidt is Ferdin.
Schmidt, when he's sticking his face in the goddamn coffin and going, all day! All day! All day! I remember that so clearly. It was one of the greatest things. And, yeah, Winston is me, because one time he was talking to Schmidt, and he said to keep his clickety-clacks out of the kitchen, talking about his toenails. And I was like, that is so funny! So, congratulations on your new favorite show, Haley. I'm glad you like it.
And what's her new favorite movie?
Her new favorite movie is Nerve. Did you ever see Nerve?
No, I never heard of Nerve.
Oh, well, it's Nerve because Haley gets on my nerves.
Oh! Burn!
So Nerve is the other Franco. Not Dave? James Franco. Is it Dave?
Yeah. Right?
Okay. I think so.
Probably.
Because I think it's a D. So Dave Franco and Emma Roberts.
Okay, I love her.
And there's basically like a game that is on your phone and it gives you dares.
Oh yeah, I thought that was just called like Truth or Dare.
No, there is a Truth or Dare, but that one's like a scary movie.
Okay,
this is like
not scary.
This is like suspense. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
All right.
So you're basically competing for money.
Money.
And whoever's the like last person to like be left in the game wins the money, right?
Okay.
And so like basically it'll say, Kelsey, I dare you to flash the guy across the street, right?
Okay.
I will offer you $500 and you can accept the challenge, right?
Okay.
And if you do it, $500 just appears in your bank account, right?
Flash him with the bra or without the bra?
I mean, it would flat out tell you.
Okay.
And so if you don't complete it, you're out of the game, or if you just refuse it, you're out of the game, right?
Okay.
And as you get towards the end, one is like it like dares this guy to go to the train tracks and lay on the tracks while the train goes over him, right?
No.
And they become like horribly dangerous things.
Okay.
Like one of the ones that they have to do is because like people watch you because like it's all being streamed from your phone.
Yeah.
Like they have to watch you do it to know that you did it, right?
All right.
And so the people are watching Emma Roberts and Dave Franco, and they go, they should team up. So the game dares them to complete all their challenges together. And now they have to do things in tandem, right?
Okay.
And the dare they get is he has to take a bumper sticker and put it over his motorcycle visor.
Oh, no.
And she has to tell him where to drive, but he has to stay over 60 miles per hour. If he drops below that, they lose the challenge, and then they lose the money. Kind of. It's a tense movie. And the ending is just like, whoa. It's really good.
Okay.
We love it. And the soundtrack is phenomenal.
Well, that's a great favorite movie, Haley. We agree.
I'm really glad you get on my nerves. And then we have one more.
We got an email.
I did
get Tim.
I did get one person to do an email.
I just want to say this is the best, most professional email we've ever gotten.
Really? Okay.
So this is from Tim.
Would you like me to read this one?
I would like to read it.
You would like to read it?
I
Please
would.
Do.
Because I don't know Tim, so I'm going to put the inflection on it that I'm imagining.
Okay. All I can say is Tim has awful taste.
Okay. Right. So Tim says, "Good morning, comma, wanted to give my list of top 5." And then he just fucking lists them. So here we go. Movies. Fast and Furious. I'm guessing number 1, even though I think that was in like 2003. That was like forever ago, wasn't it?
Like, it just says Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And it's not even the name of one of the movies.
No, it's not. But I love it.
So, we'll just go with the last one, the Fate of the Furious or whatever. That's his new favorite one. Okay.
All right. And then he says Star Wars, and then in parentheses, anything.
Okay, so he likes the worst one, Last Jedi.
That was a good movie.
I mean, it's not Force Awakens.
Do not front. Then he says The Wolf of Wall Street, all lowercase, so I'm thinking he likes that one less.
It's true. It's not function. It is like, just like, there's that one, and the rest are like perfectly capitalized and everything.
And then he has Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers Infinity War.
Okay, Avengers even has the colon, man.
It does.
Like, they earn their spots.
So for games, this is my favorite category.
Okay.
He says, anything shooting.
This is very true.
Thank you, Tim.
He goes, I didn't know what to put. What do I put? Call of Duty, the next Call of Duty. And I was like, oh my god, dude.
I don't know Tim, but I love Tim. Okay, so second one on the games list, Forza. Third one, Forza Horizon. Fourth one, just a parenthetical statement that says, that's pretty much it.
It is. He plays whatever is a shooting game, which is Call of Duty or Battlefield, and then he races.
All right.
Now, he did play Overwatch for a little bit of time.
Yeah?
So I'm going to give him a honorary fifth one. No, honorary fourth one.
I guess.
Because that's pretty much it. Don't count. I'll say Overwatch, barely.
Okay. In parentheses, barely.
Now,
and then for his TV shows.
Now, I will say this. This is the one that was taken seriously, because he loves TV. He recommends me more shows than you do.
I can tell that he took the time on these. So he's got Game of Thrones.
Gross.
Stranger Things.
Okay.
Black Sails, which I've not heard of.
Okay. It's like a prequel to Treasure Island.
Okay.
It's like how Blackbeard becomes Blackbeard before he takes, like, the kid on the ship with him and all the shit.
Okay.
I've always wanted to watch it. It looks awesome.
Oh, and then he has Ozark. I fucking love Ozark. That's a good one. Damn, that's one of my honorable mentions, because it's good. It's still going. You should watch that one. It's fucking good.
Okay.
And then Altered Carbon, which I have also not seen, but it's been recommended to me several times.
Okay. That's one of the hardest ones he's ever recommended to me.
Really?
He was like, you would dig it. He's like, I know your taste. It's like robot shit, future stuff. This is your jam. And I was like, all right, I'll watch it.
It does sound like your jam. It's very much robots.
I'll get to it.
So Tim ends the email by saying, that's my list. Thanks, comma, Tim. Thank you so much, Tim.
That's my list.
I thoroughly enjoyed this.
So he came up to me today and was like, yo, dude, I wrote a list just to fuck with you. I was like, oh my god. So, this is an awesome list, though. Thank you, Tim. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a way to not read his list. And I was like... So, I told him the way that you told me that we got the email.
Uh-huh.
You were like, who's Timothy?
Yeah, 'cause I did not expect Timothy to be spelled with an A. Guess where the A is.
Yeah, so it's with an A. And I was like, all right, so how can I tell him, like, we can't read his email? So I go, oh yeah, dude, sorry, we can't read your email. Timothy is too exotic of a name for our demographic, so we kind of can't have it in here.
Timothy. I appreciate your email, Mr. Timothy.
Fantastic.
Oh, man. This is a heavy episode, isn't it? Heavy as in, like,
it is.
Big and long, not heavy as in subject matter.
No, that was last time.
That was last time. This one's pretty light.
Yeah.
This episode airs on the 30th. That's the day after my birthday.
Woo!
Happy birthday to me. I'm 30.
Happy
by the
birthday.
time this comes on.
Welcome to the club.
Everybody send me presents. Send me kisses. I'm birthday girl.
Was told that you would fall apart at 30, and it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
For me, but you kind of hit that early this year.
I did. I fell apart at 29.
I know, so maybe you're past that.
Maybe. This was my golden year. I had a good golden year, honestly.
Good.
We started a podcast. Golden.
We did. I also wanted to issue out a thanks for sticking around with us. If you guys have listened for almost a full year.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a long ride.
It really has. We appreciate our viewers, our listeners so gosh darn much. I love you guys.
We look forward to seeing you guys next year. It feels weird that we have to say, like, see you next year.
See you next decade.
But, like, we'll see you next year, man. We're out of here for the rest of the year, man.
Yeah. If you guys are going to any New Year's parties tonight, I swear to God, if you drink and drive, I'm gonna, like, hunt you down and I will cut you. I will cut your face off. Keep it in a jar. Don't drink and drive. Give your keys to somebody who's not going to be drinking. Lose your keys. I don't fucking care. Don't get out on the road and be reckless and dangerous and terrible.
For real. Find a friend to take you around, or just do it at home.
Yeah.
Like, you can buy that shit cheaper than going out and getting it.
Yes, you can.
Buy your own stuff. Just do it at home, and then you're good to go.
Or get an Uber, but use the buddy system.
I've never understood, like, the memes where it's, like, putting your buddy in an Uber and just, like, hoping they'll make it home okay. Like,
yeah,
they don't even know what's going on.
No, they're going to take him to, like, the nearest Wendy's and leave him there.
Just like, well, he never said which house was his. I'm going to drop him off at McDonald's today.
He really wanted chicken nuggets, so I took him to chicken nuggets.
Oh,
and
my
then
God.
He just ate 50 of them, and I couldn't have him in my car because he was throwing up, so I left him there. That's what's going to happen to your buddy if you just stick him in an Uber.
I know.
All right.
So, we really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for everything. You have kept us going with your reviews. We see our spikes when people download.
It makes me so happy.
Please tell your friends about us. Help us grow this audience to be even bigger for next year.
Bigger and better in 2020, baby.
Don't forget to subscribe to us on your favorite platform. Go ahead and subscribe to us on every platform just for yourself. Boost the numbers. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took us almost a year to come up with that idea. We release weekly every Monday. We have not missed. We will not miss. We will always be here.
That's a promise.
All the time. And if you have a second, while you're subscribing to us on every platform, make sure you go to Apple Podcasts. Give us a little 5 stars. Say, ooh, I like them. Good ender to the decade. Bloop.
While you're out on that there internet, you can find us and friend us on social media. We're everywhere. We're Yimtope on Twitter, Yimtope on Instagram, we're Yimtope on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch. You can email us, yimtope@gmail.com. That's YMBTOAP. It stands for You Must Be Thinking of Another Podcast. That's the name of this podcast. We want some listener mail. We had a really good listener mail today from Tim. Thank you, Tim. Send us more. I know you
while
have
we've
more
already
emails.
done our lists, go ahead and send us your list still. We want to know what everyone else was into for the years.
Yeah. I am always down for some more content.
Yeah, you could find some good stuff. They're like, oh, I never heard of that, but that sounds great.
Maybe one day I'll get tired of Overwatch and stop dumping hundreds of hours of my life into it, and I'll need a different video game to play. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm waiting for the game that finally pushes it out, and I just don't know what it could possibly be.
Yeah, me either.
Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Check him out on YouTube. While you're checking us out on YouTube, say, hey, Yimtopes sent me here, and maybe he'll be like, what? They're using my song? Cool. As always, thanks for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Will they still be a good podcast in 2020?
You fucking know it.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Dude, are you ready for Star Wars?
Oh my god, I'm so ready!
Dude, we're both going to Star Wars in like a few fucking hours from this, man.
I'm so pumped! I've been like containing it all day. I have to pick out my Star Wars themed outfit because I have a Stormtrooper shirt and I have a Darth Vader shirt and I don't know which one to wear.
Oh, dude, I do have a Star Wars shirt. I should go put that on.
Go put it on!
Oh, yeah! I've like never owned one, and I was finally like, I'm gonna get that one you see everybody wearing. It's just like gray and it says Star Wars. So I have that.
That's the most boring shirt, but at least you got one. I want a Baby Yoda shirt. Give me the Baby Yoda stuff.
Hope you guys had a great end of the year. We are going to go end our year on some lightsabers.
Hell yeah.